In my opinion, one of the most efficient and easy ways of foreign languages is reading books in two languages.
Assalomu alaykum ustoz.
Va alaykum assalom.
Sizning fikringizcha til o'rganish uchun eng oson va samarali yo'l qaysi?
Mening fikrimcha, mana shu tilni o'rganishda eng oson va samarali yo'llardan bittasi bu kitoblarni ikki tilda o'qish. Bitta kitobni ikki tilda o'qish. Bunaqa kitoblar bilingva deb ataladi. In my opinion, one of the most efficient and easy ways of foreign languages is reading books in two languages. For example, if you are learning English, you can take one book in two languages, in English and Uzbek, for example, and you can start reading. But before that, you have to know just basic vocabulary and basic grammar, which is easy. For learning basic grammar, maybe will take you 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Basic vocabulary and basic grammar will take you 2 or 3 weeks maximum, right? It is easy to learn 1,000 or 1,500 words in basic grammar, especially basic English grammar is very, very easy, right? And you can start reading books in two languages, right? Take a book in English, a fairy tale maybe, or detective story, and take its Uzbek version, find its Uzbek version. And lots of just famous English books have been translated into Uzbek, into Russian, into many other languages, and that's why it's not a problem at all. Nowadays, it's not a problem to find a translation for any book nowadays. Then you can start reading books in English, right? Using your native language. You should put 2 books on the table and start reading books in English.
Agar o'sha inglizcha kitoblarni o'qish uchun so'z boyligi yoki grammatika yetarli bo'lmasa-chi?
Demak, qarang, mana bu o'sha inglizcha tekstni tushunish uchun sizga unchalik katta lug'at boyligi kerak bo'lmaydi va ko'p grammatika ham kerak bo'lmaydi. Chunki yoningiz oldida o'zbekcha tarjima turadi. Shu o'zbekcha tarjima sizga hamma narsani tushuntirib beradi. As I told you before, you don't need any dictionaries, any just teachers. You don't need anybody's help and anything, because you've got the Uzbek translation, which is going to help you, which is going to explain you everything. You start reading book in English, and if you understand a sentence, you read the next one. And if you understand, you read the next sentence. But if you don't, you just take that Uzbek translation, you look up that sentence in Uzbek translation, and then check your reading comprehension, right? Uzbek translation helps you to understand the sentences. You don't need any dictionaries, don't need anything, right? It is very, very simple and very convenient for everybody. It can be done just by anybody, anywhere, and with any book, right? And that book should be interesting for you. That book should be interesting for you, and if it is not, boredom, you will get bored, and boredom kills everything. Boredom kills any education process, any learning process, and that's why you have to avoid boredom at all costs. And that's why find books which are interesting for you, right? Find books which are not just interesting, but exciting. And find 2 versions of one book, English version and Uzbek version, right? Only in this case you are going to succeed. And you are going to get a lot of pleasure from the process, because you'll be reading and you'll be getting a lot of pleasure from the process, because I'm speaking about literary fiction. I think fiction books are better for this, because fiction books are attractive, they are just very exciting, and you'll be reading without any effort, and you don't have to fight your laziness, you don't have to think about your willpower, because you don't need any willpower, because it is a pleasure, right? And it is a pleasure, and pleasure from reading will help you just do it again and again, because you'll be getting a lot of pleasure from this, and at the same time you'll be improving your English dramatically, because when you read books, you'll be just learning most common and most useful vocabulary automatically. And for example, if you use a dictionary, a big dictionary, or just any dictionary, it will take a lot of time to just find those words in that dictionary, and it is a little bit boring because you'll have to stop all the time. But when you have that Uzbek translation, you don't use any dictionaries, right? And you use just the translation, and the translator has already done everything for you, right? He has translated the book, and he has explained everything, and you don't need anything. You don't need any help from anybody, right? But I recommend you to concentrate on English text, not on Uzbek one, because if you are distracted by Uzbek translation, you'll forget about English version, and that's why concentrate on English version. Read English version, English book, and if you don't understand a sentence, just find that sentence in Uzbek translation and go step by step, right? And if you read books this way, 2 hours a day, I can guarantee that in 5 or 6 months' time, you'll be able to understand many texts without any dictionaries and anybody's help, right? It is great because reading is powerful. Reading is really powerful because when you read books, you improve your speaking, reading, listening, writing. All your skills can be boosted, can be improved dramatically with the help of reading. I remember a story written by Somerset Maugham, an English writer. It is a story about a woman, beautiful woman actually, from London. It's an English woman, and she wanted to learn ancient Greek. It is much more difficult than English. It's much more difficult than many other languages, right? Ancient Greek. She started learning ancient Greek, and she left London. Suddenly she left London. She was beautiful. She was just appreciated by many people, but she left London and went to a deserted island, right? To inhabited island to learn ancient Greek, right? She took her servant with her, and she stayed in the deserted island for a long time, and she learned ancient Greek without anybody's help. What did she do? She did she started reading books in 2 languages, in English and ancient Greek. And she succeeded. She was able to read books in ancient Greek without any dictionaries, without anybody's help, in a year or so, and she was able to do it. And I should tell you that ancient Greek is much more difficult than many languages. And she was able to do that with ancient Greek, which means it's much easier to do it with English now. Nowadays, it's very easy to do it because there are many books, many books in 2 languages, right? They publish books in 2 languages, and those books are called bilinguals. Bilingual means in 2 languages, right? One page is in English and another page is in Russian or Uzbek, whatever. But you can just find the books in 2 languages easily because, as I told you before, all great books in English, written in English, have already been translated into Uzbek, and they have been translated into Russian. But you have to find English version and Uzbek version if your native is Uzbek. And if your native is Russian, in this case you have to find English version and Russian version. And nowadays you can add one powerful element, one powerful ingredient. You can find its audio version, right? Audiobook in English. The text in English, its audio version, and you can read and listen at the same time. You can read that English book and listen to it, and its Uzbek version. 3 elements, and that's enough. You don't need anything else. You don't need anything else. You can start reading those books in English, listen to that book, and use Uzbek translation to check your reading comprehension. Somerset Maugham said, I don't understand, and I'm surprised why people don't use this very powerful, very simple tool in lyceums, universities, and schools to learn foreign languages, because it's really powerful. It is free of charge. It is just a simple but very, very effective, right? Very simple and very effective and available for everybody, right? Because books are not expensive and the libraries are free of charge. Just anybody can do it, but unfortunately very few people do this, right? And Somerset Maugham wrote about it maybe 200 years ago. And he said, I'm very surprised that this simple method is not used in our lyceums, schools, and institutes and universities. Men qachonlardir ingliz yozuvchisi Somerset Maughemning bir hikoyasini o'qigan edim. O'sha hikoyada aytiladiki, bir ayol, bir go'zal ayol Londonda yashayotgan bo'ladi. To'satdan Londonni tark etadi va hech kim yashamaydigan bir orolga borib, o'sha yerda qadimiy Yunon tili, qadimiy grek tilini o'rganishni boshlaydi. U qanday qilib o'rganadi? O'sha men aytganday qilib, demak, kitoblarni ikkita tilda oladi. Demak, Yunon tilida, qadimiy Yunon tilida kitobni qo'yadi, uning yoniga esa o'shani inglizcha tarjimasini qo'yadi. Va shu yo'sinda, shu yo'l bilan qadimiy Yunon tilini mustaqil ravishda o'rgana oladi mana shu ayol. Demak, uning qo'ldan keladi. Bu narsaga, demak, bu gapga 200 yillar bo'lyapti. 200 yildan ham oshib ketgan. Somerset Maugham o'shanda yozadiki, nega mana shunday oddiygina va shunaqangi effektivni, ya'ni juda ham samarali yo'l litseylarda, maktablarda, universitetlarda qo'llanilmayapti? Nega qo'llanilmayapti deb hayron bo'lib gap yozgan. Hayron bo'lib hayronligini izhor etgan Somerset Maugham. Lekin hozirgi davrda mana bilingva kitoblar ko'p chiqyapti. Kitoblarimizni ko'rsangiz bo'ladi. Demak, o'sha ikki tilda kitoblar, bir beti masalan ingliz tilida bo'lsa, ikkinchi beti o'zbek tilida yoki bir beti ingliz tilida bo'lsa, ikkinchi betda rus tili. Ya'ni ikki tilda kitoblar chiqarilyapti. Lekin hozirgi zamonda yana bir yangi bir yaxshigina bir qo'shimcha qilsa bo'ladi, audio versiyasini topsa bo'ladi. Ya'ni inglizcha qismini audio versiyasini topsangiz, ham o'qib ham eshitasiz, o'zbekcha tarjimaga qarab tushunishingizni tekshirib olasiz. You see, it is so powerful, it's so easy and so natural, just reading books. But unfortunately, nowadays, not many people read because we usually watch videos, video podcasts, or listen to music or listen to something, but we don't read. We just we are not accustomed to reading. But it is our tragedy, it is our problem because reading is powerful. And as Elon Musk or somebody said, readers are leaders, right? Readers are leaders because when you read, your brain has to work very intensively. When you read, your brain has to create those pictures because words are not pictures, words are not sounds, and our brain has to create those pictures itself with the help of its imagination, right? Our imagination, our brain works really intensively to create a picture, right, from words only. That's why reading is so powerful. And in addition to that, when you are able to read something for about 1 hour or 2 hours, it means that you are a focused person. And focus is really, really important. It is vital because if you are able to focus on something important, if you are able to focus on your priorities, maybe it is the main and most important key to the success, right? Focus means success and unfocus means failure. And that's why reading is going to help you to improve your focus, your ability to focus, to concentrate, right? And in addition to that, with the help of reading, you can just boost your English skills as well. It is so natural, so easy, right? And again, it is maybe the most powerful, most useful habit, just everyday reading. Read as much as possible. Just make it a habit. Make it your, just include reading in your daily routine. Read in the morning, read in the evening, at least for about 1 hour or 2 hours. And if you read for 2 hours a day, if you read books in 2 languages, in English and Uzbek, it is obvious that in a year or in 6 months' time, you'll be able to understand even complicated texts without any dictionaries and any translation. You'll be able to do that. And you don't have to learn just words from those stupid word lists because it's so boring and so disgusting, right? Learning words from different word lists or just learning individual words. It's really, really just tiring. It's really stressful, just learning words just separately. But when you read, you learn words in different contexts and you get some information. You get some pleasure from reading, right? And that's why just extensive reading is so powerful. That's why I'm talking about it. Because it is so very simple, very easy, and in many cases it's free of charge, right? You don't have to pay for anything for that. right? Because books are available everywhere. But again, as I told you before, just find books which can interest you, which can attract you, which can attract your attention. Only in this case, you don't have to fight your laziness.
Demak, ingliz tilini o'rganish uchun inglizcha kitoblarni bir vaqtning o'zida ham inglizcha, ham o'zbekcha shakllarni o'qish eng samarali usullardan biri hisoblanadi.